Today we'll be instructing you how to give the perfect acceptable business handshake. The most widely accepted theory of the origin of the handshake comes from medieval Europe, where knights would shake each other's hands to show that they had no weapons concealed behind their backs. Back then, a handshake meant two people using a gesture to convey friendship, openness, and non-harming, fairly similar to what is meant by today. No matter its true original origins or purpose of it, today the handshake has become a staple of modern life and culture. The handshake is used by people of many different cultures, religions, races, and statuses as a way to greet a person, make an agreement, or say goodbye. To some people, a handshake is not important, but to others, it's an indicator of a person's character, trustworthiness, and strength. Three examples of when a handshake was important was back in the 1960s when President John F. Kennedy shook hands with Cuban dignitaries during the whole Cuban Missile Crisis. If he would have shook the Cuban dignitaries' hands a little too hard, then they would have taken it as offensive and could have maybe triggered the missiles being shot in the United States. Another kind of less serious and more funny example about a handshake being important was back in 2011 when Detroit Lions coach Jim Schwartz and 49ers coach Jim Harbaugh shook each other's hands after the game, and the 49ers coach shook the Detroit Lions coach his hand a little too much, so he took it offensively and they started actually going at it on the field. And then just another more practical use of how important it is for a handshake would be during a business meeting. In order to execute the perfect handshake, there are 6 steps that you will need to follow. The first step is to introduce your name. When introducing your name, have a firm tone, have a clear voice, and be heard. Let them know that you're there. Hi Dakota, my name is Alex.
Hi Alex.
The second step to an effective business handshake is to look the other person in the eyes. Don't look up, don't look down, look them straight in the eye. This shows respect, says that you're interested in the meeting, and says that you are glad to see them. The third step to an effective business handshake is to have a firm grip. A soft grip means that you are weak of character or not interested in the person whom you are shaking hands. A firm grip shows confidence, strength, and enthusiasm. Also, it shows that you are involved and committed to being there. The fourth step to an effective business handshake is to not be too hasty. The handshake should be inviting, but not rushed. If you rush the handshake, you get caught in that embarrassing, half-hearted position where no one is really gripping properly. Don't be too hasty in letting go. Make sure you hold on long enough to show the person that you are excited to see them. The fifth step to an effective business handshake is to not shake too much. Think of it as more of a hand grip than a handshake. It is okay to do 2 or 3 small shakes, but that's it. Don't do any more than that. Too much shaking conveys that you're excited and gives the impression that you're desperate, and you never want to convey yourself as desperate. So don't overdo the shaking. Just do 2 or 3. For the 6th and final step to performing an effective business handshake, the step says to use the left hand correctly. Sometimes when giving a handshake, people are not sure what to do with their left hand. Well, here are a couple of the things you could do with your left hand during a business handshake. You can do what John F. Kennedy did back when he was president, which was he would cup his left hand under the shaking hands. Or you can be like current President Barack Obama, who when shaking hands, he often puts his hand on either the other person's shoulder or the other person's elbow. So here's what John F. Kennedy would do. He would often put his left hand right under the shaking hands. Or you can be like Barack Obama. When he shakes his hand, he can either put it on the shoulder or on the elbow. That's the 6 steps. The pitch in the tent. Oh, hey, Dakota, nice to meet you. Stay away from me. The I just found Waldo handshake. Where's Waldo? There's Waldo! Nice to meet you. He's gone. Hey, I just found Waldo! Nice to meet you. Bye, Waldo. The drive-by handshake. been shot!
No.
The psych out slap. This is the trying too hard handshake.
Didn't work.